students, we had been discussing the Prosby strong roots. In our previous class, we had learned about the ambience found in Kalam's neighborhood. In Kalam's neighborhood, both the Hindus and the Muslims lived peacefully. There was communal amity among the people. The Hindus and the Muslims lived in harmony. Kalam's father was a Muslim, but he was renowned in the area as a faith healer, and people belonging to different religions visited Kalam's father for the magic potion that he prepared for the invalids. But Kalam's father never took the credit of curing people. He told people who came to thank him that it was God who had cured them. Moreover, his best friend was Lakhan Shastri, the high priest of Rameshwaram temple. This is another clear manifestation of the communal amity prevailing in the area. A Hindu and a Muslim were very good friends, and both of them discussed spiritual matters. And when one day Kalam asked his father about the importance of prayer, Kalam's father told him that there was nothing mysterious about prayer. That what is the importance of prayer? Prayer establishes a relationship between man and man, and prayer helps man to become a part of the universe. And in the universe, there are no inequalities. In this world, there are inequalities based on wealth, age, caste, or creed. But in the universe, there are no artificial barriers between man and man. This was what Kalam's father told him about the importance of prayer. This may be a 100-word question. What was Kalam's father's opinion about prayers? We are starting from that point. My father could convey complex spiritual concepts in very simple, down-to-earth Tamil. Kalam's father had a special power. What power did he have? He could convey. Convey means to communicate with others, to explain. He could explain spiritual concepts, that means concepts related to religion, adhyatmik vishay. Now, religious concepts are complex, complicated. It is very difficult for common people to understand because it is written in difficult language, and the philosophy is also difficult for common people to comprehend. But Kalam's father could convey these complicated religious matters in very simple language. His mother tongue was Tamil, and he could explain it in very simple Tamil. It was down to earth, that means easily understood by common people. That means Kalam's father could explain different complicated religious matters in a very simple language understood by the common people. If you remember, Ramakrishna also had this same capacity. Ramakrishna, though illiterate, could explain the very difficult and complicated philosophy of the Upanishads in a very simple language understood by common men. He once told me, in his own time, in his own place, in what he really is, and in the stage he has reached, good or bad, every human being is a specific element within the whole of the manifest divine being. Kalam's father told Kalam that if there is or there are differences, apparently there are differences between man and man. আপাত দৃষ্টিতে মানুষের তফাৎ আছে. A man may belong to a particular time. He may belong to the present. He may belong to the past. A man may belong to a particular place. He may belong to this country. He may belong to that country. He may be a doctor. He may be a teacher. He may be anything in what he really is. the stage that he has reached. Now man can reach to either of the two stages. Man can reach a good stage, man can reach a bad stage. So these are the apparent differences between man and man. But basically all men are equal. সমস্ত মানুষই কিন্তু সমান. Why? Because every human being is an element. Here element means part. Every human being is a part of the manifest divine being. Manifest divine being means God. Every man is a part of God. God can be found in every man. He may belong to a particular country, he may belong to a particular time, he may belong to a particular place, but that does not matter. According to Kalam's father, God is present in each and every human being. Each and every human being is part of God himself. So why be afraid of difficulties, sufferings and problems? This was the question asked by Kalam's father. Kalam's father says that in this world, man has to face different crises. It is a problem-ridden world, and we face different kinds of difficulties, different kinds of sufferings, different kinds of problems. Man is generally afraid of these critical situations. But according to Kalam's father, man should not be afraid of them, because man is a part of God. When troubles come, try to understand the relevance of your sufferings. Relevance means the importance. Relevance means how it is related to it. Every suffering has a cause. Every suffering is related to a cause. প্রতিটি দুর্দশার মূলে একটা কারণ আছে. So when we face a critical situation, we should try to find out, we should try to pinpoint the cause of that suffering. If that cause is removed, the suffering will also disappear. This was what Kalam's father told Kalam. Adversity always presents opportunities for introspection. Adversity means a critical situation. Adversity means a situation with a lot of problems. People are afraid of adversities. No one wants adversities to come to his life. But according to Kalam's father, adversity also has a plus point. Adversity also has something positive in it. What is it? What is the utility of adversity? According to Kalam's father, adversity presents us with a chance of introspection. Introspection means the process of thinking deeply about one's own thoughts, one's feelings, one's actions. Generally, we do not pay any attention to our own actions, to our own thoughts, to our own feelings. We blame others, but we don't introspect. We don't think about our own thoughts, feelings and behavior. Only when an adverse situation comes, it gives us a chance to think deeply about our own thoughts, feelings and behavior. This is the importance of adversity. This is the benefit of adversity. If you remember in class 11 in Shakespeare's play, As You Like It, there was a line, sweet are the uses of adversity. This is told by Shakespeare. Sweet are the uses of adversity. That means adversity also has its advantages.